with airplane peanuts.
I know how to get you rattled. Nobody can rattle you like me. I'll rattle your cage.
Were you there that night where Joe Rogan, we went to the strip club?
No.
Oh, because Joe Rogan didn't talk to me for years after that. Because he was headlining, and then we went to a strip club. I thought you were there, and then there was these gang members with tattoos on their faces. I didn't know any better. I was young, and Joe goes, "Let's get out of here." And we were with other comics. I thought you were there, and I go, "No, don't be a pussy," right? Because they were like eyeing us and stuff. And then years later, I had to apologize to Joe. I go, "I know we almost died. I'm sorry." I feel funny. I gotta get out of here, man.
Why?
I feel dizzy or something, man.
No, you're not dizzy.
I'm fine?
Yeah.
Have some water, Mike.
I drank it and nothing happened.
Have some Red Bull.
Nothing happened after the day.
Have some Red Bull and some water. How's that?
What? Earlier I said that I sucked a guy's dick. Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I feel like it's been weird ever since then.
No, which was
fucking
worse,
judge
the
nobody
dick
for
or asshole?
What asshole?
Like when you're just licking a girl's asshole.
The dick for sure. I'm not gay, dude.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it the other day.
Have you ever sucked a dick?
No.
You've never?
Nope.
Not even once?
No.
You ever think about it?
But I was thinking about it a couple last week. For girls, it just must be like hard skin. Like that's all. Like it doesn't.
What?
Like it doesn't taste like anything. Like if you take a
Exactly. That's why you should try it. When does this air, by the way?
This airs tomorrow.
I'm going to be at Portland.
Where?
Helium.
When?
This weekend.
Oh, shit! That's one of my favorite fucking clubs.
I love that club, yeah.
Let me tell you something. They used to have potato tots. Now, you know I hate ranch dressing, right?
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers took it to the next level.
What they put in there?
They put that skalamachi Korean sauce. What's that?
Sriracha.
Sriracha. It's not Korean.
What is
It's
it?
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah, yeah.
Sriracha is Chinese?
Yeah, man.
Thank you very
It's
much.
not called scaramachi.
I'm very
It's not
sorry.
Italian.
Dog, I'm sorry.
Scaramachi.
No, I don't know. What's it called?
Sriracha.
Sriracha, and
Yeah.
it's Chinese.
Yeah.
When you text me your address the other day,
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah.
I go, I know this street. I just don't know where it is. And when I looked it up, I go, this is my old coke dealer street.
Whoa.
He used to stay open till 2. So everything.
Wait, business hours?
This is
Yeah.
He had business hours
wow, he had
from
business
11
hours.
to 2. And I, so
11
I was-
8 p.m. to 2. It's 3 hours?
11 a.m.
Oh,
to
wow.
2.
That's long hours.
He would
Very
get
long.
drunk from 4 to 7, so you couldn't call him. He never sell coke from 4 to 7.
No.
But his tip-top hour. And then he shortened my curfew till 1. If you don't have no cash, it's 1.
Wow.
If you got cash, it's 2. If you're fronting, you got till 1. I would leave La Jolla Comedy Store at 11:45.
Yeah.
And I would get right here by 1 in the morning.
Whoa, whoa.
I could do La Jolla in an hour and 15, an hour 20. I'd do 90 or 80 all the way to the border
Yeah.
where they ask you to stop for fruit. And from there to Irvine, I'd do 100. 100. 100. With no registration, no insurance, barely brake pads.
That
I
just
didn't give
that brings up a
fuck,
story.
Jack.
I remember one time I was in my hotel room in San Diego, like by Tijuana, and it was like 2 p.m. I was sleeping in this hotel room, and I get a call, and they go, "Why are you at the table, Reed?" And I was so drugged out, right? Because I had just gotten pills from Tijuana. I'm like, "I have a table, Reed." How fucking embarrassing is that?
Jesus.
I'm so drugged out, I can't even make it to a fucking network table read for a show.
Dog, I did a movie. I booked a movie called Pizza and Bullets.
Sounds great.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And they had the girl from The Godfather. But I went and shot the first scene, and I'm like, I'm not going back.
you did it.
And the next day, I had a 6 a.m. call, and I got coked up to the gills. And they came knocking on my door, and I went out and I grabbed the kid, threw him and shit. And they called the cops. It was hysterical. They're like, don't you want to be in this movie? I'm like, I never want to be in your fucking movie again. The casting director called me and said he'd never book me again. He was going to call everybody.
Fuck Pizza and Bullets.
Tell them that I was a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the director called me, and I yelled at him. And now the director's trying to be my friend on LinkedIn. Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even have LinkedIn, but I saw his name. I'm like, look at this fucking creepy dude.
Do you believe in karma?
Yes, I do. I've lived it. I'm living proof of karma.
Yeah, but can I ask you something then?
Go ahead.
Though, how come like Like guys like George W. Bush, nothing bad happens to him.
Something bad happens to him. We just don't know it.
No, he's playing golf and stuff.
Something bad happens to him every day when he has to face himself at the end of the night. That's when karma shows up.
Yeah, but he like started a bunch of illegal wars and a lot of people died and stuff.
Trust
like,
me, he'll pay for it.
he deserves AIDS and stuff.
At some point, it's so like I remember when I robbed this guy and I
You're never getting back into Texas now.
and I robbed 18.5. Like what I made from the scam was 18.5. You know what I ended up paying the attorney? 18,000. I'll never forget that. Looking at the bills and going.
Well, you got caught.
I made $500. Like this is God sending me a bill. Like I made God making me realize that I made $500 for 2 years of my life.
Because I know you've beaten a man with a pipe before.
No, I didn't beat nobody with no pipe.
You've never beaten anybody with a pipe before.
No.
Yeah, I think you have.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You told me one time that you beat a man with a pipe.
I must have smacked him with a 2x4 or something. Not a pipe. That's a big.
You
difference.
never like beaten a guy to almost death with a pipe before?
No.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. You got the wrong guy.
Yeah, you're the wrong guy?
Yeah.
You've never violently attacked anybody before?
Not with a pipe.
No, with what?
I got into fights. Some guy jumped me and he had a 2x4 and I took it from him, hit him with it one time.
Yeah.
I hit a guy with a Heineken bottle when I was 18. He was a man, though.
Yeah.
He was a fucking man, you know. He was a
Yeah.
real fucking man. He had another friend who was a man and we were scared.
But you've never taken a pipe out of your car and beaten a man with it?
I remember taking a pipe out. It got to the point, I remember one night I was over there like at 9. I was already living with Terry, guys. This is when I knew this girl was crazy, and she called me one morning.
Just real quick about Terry. Yeah. When I found out years ago that you were seeing her, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because she was like the hottest waitress we had, right? I go, she's fucking that guy? It's unbelievable. I'm just so happy that...
So...
Yeah. I mean, imagine though, like the hottest one.
You and I are similar in this way also, is that we get like 3 or 4 lines in a movie. You know? Like I remember like, I watched that movie Taxi. Not Taxi Driver, but the Jimmy Fallon, Queen Latifah one.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
you're in that movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the movie going, the only thing I remember is Joey Diaz being in it. He's so funny. Or Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You remember Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
You were in that.
One.
The second one, I mean. You were in that.
14 days, 1 line.
2 weeks?
Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Drinking pomegranate juice, smoking dope in my green room and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks,
Damn.
1 line. Joey, you're too big to be hanging out in the train. Go to the,
Yeah.
Go to the green room. When I booked it, it was 1 day.
Yeah.
And then they called me in June. They go to wardrobe. And when I went to wardrobe, they're like, you start working next week. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got July 31st. They're like, nah. Those were the good old days.
Good
man.
old days.
They let you sit for 2 days.
Or you're like in your trailer and you fall asleep for like 7 or 8 hours, and you open your eyes and you don't know where you are, and then you get a knock, and then some nerd.
We're not going to use you today.
Yeah. You go home and you're like, wow, it was a great nap.
That was fucking great.
Yeah.
Lobster tails on Friday. On Spider-Man 2,
Yeah,
lobster tail on Friday. And white people still be eating salads and apple pie. I'm eating lobster tails to go. I got 19 lobster tails.
Yeah.
I'm shoving lobster tail in every pocket.
One night I walked in the main room, it's dark, and I see legs popping out on the it's some girl's legs just sticking out of where the booth is. So half her body was in the booth. Her legs were sticking, it was pitch black. And I looked, and there was blood everywhere. And she tried to kill herself in there. Jesus. Okay? And I'm going to name you who it is, but she was a waitress.
This had to be 18 years ago.
A long time ago.
I still remember who that waitress was.
Yeah, a long time ago. My point is...
She tried to kill herself over a manager.
Yes!
A black man.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you how this story even gets quick kinkier. Yeah. I like that girl very much. Not as a boyfriend, but she was very sweet. She moved out here, and she was taken naive by a manager who was suave. He had like a wife or a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like
but he was playing
very
this
suave.
girl, very suave. And I saw him playing her. And
But when we say, but can I just say, when we say black, he's not like Kanye
he's
black.
not
He's more he's more Geordie LaForge black.
Right.
He's more like Enterprise.
He was like
dry skin.
Tina Turner's husband black.
Yes.
Can we have a more recent reference? I don't know who Joey LaForge is.
Ike Turner.
You know Ike Turner?
No.
I know the name. I couldn't.
Yeah, he doesn't know. We'll put him on
I
from
couldn't
later.
pick him on a lineup.
Well,
I know a guy. I know.
But I'll tell you. Let me tell you the story.
Donald Glover.
Okay.
You're gonna
Glover
you're gonna
Black.
die when you hear this. Okay, so this is early on in the Comedy Store career. This waitress tries to kill herself, and I gotta tell you something. It fucked with me because I really liked her. And when I heard why she tried to kill herself, I never really liked that guy anymore. He disappeared as
I have
manager.
a funny story about him.
Then he popped back. Then he came back years later. Okay, I never said nothing. It wasn't none of my business. You got to pick your battles. But at the time, I'm buying coke from a couple of different people. I have an Armenian coke dealer. I have a Mexican coke dealer. I have a black coke dealer, and I have another black coke dealer. Now, one of those black coke dealers happens to be a comedian. Look in my eyes.
I know who it is.
He happens to be a comedian.
SL.
He had the worst cocaine that you could ever imagine. He was always my last choice because I could front it from him. He would get high and forget because he was on pills.
I know who you're talking
He
about,
was on
bro.
pills. It was the fucking crazy. And I liked him.
I like him too.
He was the worst comic in the world, but I liked him. And he lived 2 blocks from my house. And even with all my cocaine paranoia, I could still drive to his house and get a package.
He was like McDonald's of cocaine.
Right. So I would say to him, hey, leave me some coke in your motorcycle. So he would leave his garage door open. Millions of people would walk by. And in the motorcycle, in the little booth, there'd be a package waiting for me. Wow. So he would call me the next day and say, did you take the package? And I go, no. He goes, there's no money there. I go, what are you talking about? I didn't take the package. And he goes, somebody fucking took the package. So this went on for months. But I always work things out with him. So it's New Year's Eve, and I go up there, and I flip the thing open, and I go to, and I hear, psst, Joey. And I look up, and it's that girl that tried to kill herself at the store 10 or 12 years earlier. And I look at her, and I go, what the fuck are you doing here? She goes, I'm waiting for her. She goes, have you seen him? Is he upstairs? And I felt like saying, didn't you try to kill yourself over a different black guy?
Yeah.
Fucking 10 years ago? And now you're another fucking black guy? When you want to hang yourself again? When you want to pull a Bourdain? I go, get the fuck. I just walked out of there and I told him the next day. I called him up and I go, hey man, you can't fuck with that chick.
You
I
can't.
told him the whole story. I go, she tried to kill herself over some black dick before. And he had a girlfriend. You got 20 white women that are chasing you. She'll have a heart attack.
I tried to take her to a meeting, right? Because I was sober. I'm driving down La Cienega. She jumps out of my car going fucking 40. And I never saw her again. All I was doing, she was like thinking that I was like some sort of human trafficker or something. She goes, you want to go to a meeting, right? And get sober. She's like, I don't know much about him. I go, you're going to die. So I tried to be the good dude. She jumped out of my fucking car.
At 40 miles an hour?
Yeah, can I tell you something funny about that guy, the manager, though? So he was doing comedy, too. Did you know that?
Yes.
For years.
For years.
So I didn't see him for years. So one day I get a call from this guy named Tony Calabrese from San Diego. He goes, do you want to judge a comedy competition in Tucson, Arizona? So how am I going to get there? He goes, I have a private plane. We're going to do the whole thing. So I fly to Tucson. It's a huge comedy competition. I'm one of the judges. Next thing I know, this next guy's from Orlando, right? He's been doing comedy for 2 weeks only. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the guy. The black manager. He doesn't know I'm judging. He comes up there. He's been doing it for 10 years at that time. But he's trying to pawn it off like his own. You just fart?
No.
I was trying to.
I didn't fart. I tried to move my
He said he'd been doing it for 2 weeks. He goes up. He wasn't even that good. But then I gave him a 0
Out of what?
out of a 10.
Okay.
Did you just fart?
Stop farting on
That's
me.
so gross, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you did. I heard it.
I did not. You didn't hear
Yeah,
it?
it went pop
He's
like that.
actively pushing it out.
Did you smell it?
Yeah, I did.
No, you did. If you don't smell it, you didn't.
Yeah. I fucking smell it right now,
What
dude.
does it smell like?
It smells like Cuban something. Yeah. It's rude, dude.
Sorry about that.
No,
Yeah.
you're not. You keep doing it.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Relax, all right, cocksucker.
God, Joe, you get so emotional. You got it so emotional.
Yeah, bro, we're talking. This is home to heart here. This ain't no fucking okey doke podcast.
I
I don't do podcasts to
I don't do
fucking giggle.
okey-dokey.
And, no. I know
I'm
that.
not okey-dokey either.
I know that. I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Mike.
real, too.
I know. That's why I'm saying.
Don't call me Oki.
I love you. To
I love you too. Now, we do this thing called Unhelpful Advice. We'll do it really quickly. We have an email, and then we give suggestions, and then we'll end it, okay? Go ahead.
Unhelpful Advice with Bobby, Kalila, and Joey Coco Diaz.
My father-in-law equals amazing, loving, supportive, and love seeing him always. His wife/mother-in-law equals addict, booze, pills, cigarettes, and weed. For years, we've bit our tongues and tried to include my husband's mother in our exciting life milestones. His dad's always there and supportive, but his mother, in her condition, has added nothing but stress and frustration to our lives, events, and holidays. We're now expecting our first child, and I do not want her at the hospital or even around the first couple of weeks until I am comfortable with the new motherhood. And if she is sober. She makes me anxious and is a mess. I don't want our exciting next chapter to have a horrible memory of her actions like our wedding did. We do love and want my husband's father around whenever he wants to be. He's amazing. But they come as a pair quite often. How do we approach the newborn time? I would hate to rob my father-in-law of his first moments as a grandfather because of her actions.
Well, then weed her out.
Mimi.
Weed her
They're
out.
together. That's a tricky one.
That's not a tricky one. You
That's
go,
too
hey,
long
Dad,
of a
you
fucking
come.
question.
Mom, you're out. No?
So, father-in-law's cool. Mother-in-law is batshit crazy. They want to bring dad and father-in-law for all family festivities, but not mom-in-law. But they come as a duo.
They don't come as a duo.
Well, it's
I understand that, but the thing is that when people think that they come in pairs, it's like, if I was in my drug addiction, right, I was using, and Kalila didn't leave, and she would leave, but that's just, she would definitely leave. But if she didn't leave, right, and then you were invited to a wedding and I wasn't, I'm well aware of. I'm like, yeah, that's why, because I'm a fucking fuck up.
yeah. I would set boundaries and be clear about how you feel about her. That's the only solution to this.
Well, that was a great episode.
Let's get the fuck out of here.